Coin Kirkconnor, and this is my partner Noah. We're with Channel 13 News, here to give you this evening's report. The hot topic this evening is global warming and climate change. Here at Channel 13, we have been covering this issue for quite some time, and now we have some gritty evidence to cover. Climate change and global warming affects all of us. If we don't do something about it, there's a chance that the damage done to our planet will be irreversible, affecting all of us around the world. Noah and myself have studied these events for as long as we've been working as news hosts, which is quite a long time. And our reporters Alma and Nikki are out on the field experiencing these effects firsthand. We've been told that there are some non-believers of this burning subject. We're here to inform you that this is no laughing matter and that this is a very serious issue all around the world. We need to all band together and take a deep look into the issue of global warming and climate change. Our focus will be on the rising waters of our oceans due to Arctic melting and constantly raging wildfires, which leads to mudslides, and this is all due to global warming and changes in our climate. Now let me pass it along to Noah so he can share his information on the rising sea levels.
Thank you very much, Connor. So the levels of our oceans, the waters of our oceans are rising at a very rapid rate. According to an article posted on climate.gov on November 19th of this year, global mean water levels more than doubled from 0.06 inches per year throughout most of the 20th century to 0.14 inches per year from 2006 to 2015. This is not a large amount, obviously, as it's at the lower end, but over time this does add up. And this can cause a devastating effect on our world. This is a threat to our coasts, California and our west coast and our east coast. They cause increases in flooding, contamination of the soil from salt, and damage from storms such as hurricanes that are moving farther inland due to our approaching water levels. This leads to the destruction of more wildlife habitats and consequences to us and our population. Scientists predict that over time, our planet will continue to heat up at an accelerating rate. Recent reports also say that oceans will rise between 10 and 30 inches by 2100. The change in sea levels is caused by global warming. Temperatures of the earth is increasing and the water as well. Water, when this happens, of the increasing temperatures, water does tend to expand. In fact, more than half the rise of water levels in the past 25 years is from the water taking up more space. Mountain glaciers are melting at a very fast pace. In the summer, glaciers melt very slowly, very small amounts, but with these rising temperatures, there's less snowfall, later winters and earlier springs. Increased temps from global warming cause ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica to heat up more quickly. Now over to Nikki on this melting problem.
Hey guys, Nikki over here. I'm standing on a stable ice land which is getting harder to find as we reach closer to the ocean, since Antarctica is facing a lot of ice loss at the moment. As Mr. Buis and Mr. Cole stated in their article titled Ramp Up in Antarctic, Ice Loss Speeds Sea Level Rises, which I accessed on December 7th of this year. They state that ice losses from Antarctica have tripled since 2012, increasing global sea levels by 0.12 inches. In that time frame alone, according to a major new international climate assessment funded by NASA and the European Space Agency. And I know that 0.12 inches doesn't seem like a lot, but compared to 25 years ago, it's the fastest rising sea levels that we have recorded yet. And since this is happening all so fast, everybody should be concerned as rising sea levels affects everybody. We've all seen those commercials of struggling polar bears on little ice lands as they are struggling to find more land to survive on. It's hard to believe and even harder to witness in real life as polar bears and many other species here are struggling to live. And we all know, well, now that we all know that I've broken the ice on this subject, we should go back to where it's nice and warm in the studio's car.
Thank you, Nikki. I've just been informed that our top researcher found an article published on October 17th, 2017, and is titled, "California's Wildfires Have Become Bigger, Deadlier, and More Costly. Here's Why." Reporters from Time Magazine, Lagny Barron, and Mahida Gajanan claim that Northern California wildfires took at least 42 lives, becoming the deadliest fire on state record. These wildfires destroy whole towns and villages and have the potential to seriously harm people if they aren't careful and evacuate in time. They also have the potential to destroy whole forest ecosystems. The fires create ash and smoke, which can be harmful to people's respiratory systems, and the ash, if hot enough, can burn the skin and be very painful. Again, according to Barron and Gashanan with Time Magazine, in 4 out of 5 cases, people provide the igniting spark for these fires. People such as firefighters then have to spend a very large amount of their precious time on trying to put out these fires because they're so large and spread so quickly. Barron and Gajanan claim that global warming has made the climate more hot and dry and perfect for fires. Now we actually have a reporter out in the field on the ground in California. Let me pass it over to Alma so she can give you her first-hand perspective.
Thank you, Connor. This is Alma on Channel 13 News on the scene, reporting live to the public from Northern California. Climate change is a major contributor to the wildfires. You might think that fires take place mostly in the summer and in the winter, but according to the National Geographic, an article published by Alejandro Borunda Access on December 8, 2019, the most disastrous fires in California often occur in the fall. The long dry summers transform vegetation into the perfect fuel for the annual winds that whip across the landscape. This is an example. You might ask yourself, how can climate change affect the cost of these fires? This is simple. National Geographic also states, over the century, California has warmed over 3 degrees Fahrenheit, more than the global average, about 1 degree Fahrenheit. Summertime temperatures in California warmed by 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 1800s. And that summer warming is particularly impactful, new research shows. In the negative outcome, the strong California winds fueled the fire, the dry vegetation, and the increase in the temperatures with the combination of drought make California a perfect place for wildfires. National Geographic says scientists are working hard to understand exactly how rain, snow, wind will change, but warming dry patterns are clear. Now that you see how climate change keeps impacting and contributing to the wildfires in California, I should really pass the spotlight back to Noah in the studio before the fire catches up to me and the camera crew.
Now to wrap up this evening's climate change report, I hope that the viewers at home learned some important lessons about how devastating climate change can be towards our environment, our home front in California, and over in places in Antarctica. The effects of melted glaciers leaving Antarctica to melt away, increasing the amount of water in our oceans. California, however, on the other hand, has dangerous wildfires more frequently due to climate change and its effects. We must band together and admit that this is a problem and that we must face it and do something about it. Unfortunately, not everyone sees this issue as we do. What will become of us if we do not act quickly? Thank you very much.